This is the Akko SPR67, a 65% aluminum keyboard and one of the more premium keyboards from Akko. Let's find out what it has to offer. Let's start with the unboxing. Opening the premium looking box, we see the PCB, FR4 plate, a lot of foams, the POM plate. Underneath the foam is the keyboard itself. It has a Type-C coiled cable, the switch and keycap puller, a lot of other accessories like foams, the 170 grams, 230 grams, and 120 gram springs, the knob mount for the springs, hex tool, and extra screws, daughter board, feet, plate-mounted stabilizers, and the manual. Let's see the specs. This features a 65% layout, a full CNC aluminum case with an aluminum back weight. It has FlexCut hot soap PCB and plate, and their new spring-mounted system, and currently priced at $129. Let's build this. Unscrew the bottom screws. It should have a 3-piece structure, the top case, the middle piece, and the bottom case with the weight. Stick the mylar sheet onto the bottom case, screw the mounting post to help align the PCB, then install the daughter board. Also stick this piece of foam underneath it. Without it, the port won't align with the hole. Then the springs that you want. I'm using 170 grams first, but I'll show you later how the other springs look. Don't forget the knob to put on top of the springs, and install the case foam. Next, get the PCB. I'm only using the plate foam because somehow my PE foam cutout was too small for my switches, so I ended up not using it. Use switches on the corners to help align the plate and PCB. Install the plate-mounted stabilizers. I just lube them with 205G0 and dielectric grease. Then lastly, install the feet. For the switches, I used some stock Akko Snow Blue Gray, and the keycaps, Akko sent me their cream keycaps to try out. Let's hear a few sound tests. This really sounds great, and the sound profile can be tweaked a lot. Although it is a bit muted mainly because of the flex cuts, but that can be remedied with the use of tape mod. FR4 seems to be more on the clacky side, while using POM sounds a bit deeper but still overall on the clacky side. But I do prefer the POM over the FR4, and it's more bouncy too. The spring mount is actually really nice. It's easy to install and change out if you want a different feel. Although what I liked the best was the 170 gram springs. It wasn't too light or heavy, just the right amount of bounce. Let me show you the different spring levels. It's only really noticeable when you press really hard, but for typing and normal use, for me, I don't really find a difference between 170 grams and 120 grams. but it's still nice to have this to create a lot of configurations to match to your liking. The case really screams premium, with the gold middle accent, especially with the white colorway. I like the minimalistic and premium look of it. It has a nice side profile with a chamfer on the bottom. Speaking of the bottom, it has a nice big gold aluminum weight, but I kinda don't like the font they used and how big it is, but you won't be seeing it a lot anyway. Overall, this is a great board. It has a lot of customizations out of the box, and with the current price of $129, this is a steal already. Especially since when this came out, it was priced at around $200 and was supposed to be a competitor against the QK65 and the Zoom 65. But to be honest, the only downside for me is not having any RGB and any wireless connectivity, but for what it got, it's definitely a great board to try out.